I fell asleep on the couch again yesterday. I'm just going to shut the door. And here I am awake again in the morning. What are you doing up? Item. Chad, I've done a hi Mark, how are you? I've done a video on your computers, and I uploaded it to patrons. If you want, I'll email you the address. It'll be actually I'll release it today anyway, because I've got two of them going, and yeah, I just added a whole lot of bits that I had, and yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm surprised you're up. I fell asleep on the couch yesterday at 8 o'clock and woke up at 1 in the morning. So I've just finished off the CB350F Resto. I put the engine together, put the top end back on. So that video comes out today, and then the computer one. I never go well with computer videos. That I uploaded, pardon me, to Patreon yesterday. So I'll upload the CB350F one to Patreon today, and the computer one's to the public. So it should be good. We've already got 9 people here. That's good. Okay, so the older ones were working. You're having trouble with it. Which one was the Pentium? The Pentium 4 one. Hang on a second. They've just launched a new Yorkshire tea and biscuit flavour. Oh, the Pentium 4. I haven't tried that one, Mark. The Pentium 4 one I wasn't that interested in doing. I haven't got. It's a socket 478, I think. I don't have a CPU for that. The other ones, I had a MMX 233, which I put in the tower, the mini tower one, and I had a first gen Pentium 133 I put in the desktop one. And I had to order some EDO RAM. I think I paid $18 for 16 meg or something, and a S3 video card was just $12 or something. So, but the other one didn't worry me. So what was wrong with it? Was the motherboard fried? Was it? I ended up using. I threw the case out. I didn't need the case, but I used the feet off it because the mini tower was missing one of its feet, and so I used the 4 feet off the Pentium one. I had multiple motherboards, but your graphics card died. So I've used all the bits, and what surprised me was that mini tower one. Hi John, how are you? The mini tower one had a CD-ROM in it from 1996, and it still works. I was surprised with that. I didn't expect that at all. So both of those machines work. I've got them here with me. And I was going to do a computer resto. The computer resto, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I'm going to give it an automotive paint job. Really high shine, you know, because everyone rattle cans everything. And so I'll do that eventually. I'm just finishing up the motorcycles. The frame for the 350 special comes back probably tomorrow. Sam called me today, and I didn't have time to go down there today. I was just busy. I've got to prepare for work next week and all that sort of stuff. So I was busy. But the frame comes back, and it's a creamy colour. I didn't do it black. So that'll be good. That'll be all good. I will probably send you something in the mail of the mini tower. The mini tower is complete. Where is it? Oh, it's there. I've got the mini tower complete and back together. I'm just trying to think what else I need to do with it. I won't do anything to that. I got a you know, the in the mini tower I put I had a 1.2 gig hard disk, and I put that in there, and I also had a SD card hard drive was on one of those things, and I'll put that into I'll put that into your desktop one because that read really, really well, and it's a 16 gig SD card. One of these. I bought two of them, trolled them to kids at school. So I'm talking to the guy that I got a couple of computers off, and I really released a YouTube video on them. How about doing Cortinas Day? I want to do a couple of cards, but I haven't got the room, and I thought about selling some stuff, but I just don't want to. So I'm doing a couple of bikes at the moment. I've got to finish off the Falcon. And once I'm finished that, I'll make my mind up. Normally, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I sort of jump onto that fairly quickly, but at the moment, I'm just undecided. I'm sort of very happy with what I've got. I don't actually want anything else at the moment. But, so I did a computer video. I got a couple of, I called them junk out PCs because I'm just going to chuck them out. And don't forget also, Judd, if you give me your, or give me a dad's bank details or something, I'll stick $30 in there. And that means $50 will almost probably pay for the brakes. I noticed the brake systems on them were $35 each or something. And that was the caliper and master and hose and everything. But you can buy them as a pair, and I saw them for $60. So it's yeah, that's there for you if you want it. So these are that SD card. It's an 80 meg one, or 80 megabyte a second. It's a 16 gig card. And how did you get that working? The master was knackered, I thought. But anyway, oh, good on you. You can put them in a special little card, and they act as a hard disk, and you just write your master boot record onto them, and they will act as a hard drive. And picked up as an 8 gig drive, not a 16, which doesn't matter. There's just each partition is like 2 gig, but in truth, I've got like 17 computers or 15 computers or something in the garage and in here, and there's just too many of them. But I always had this thing. We used to have Friday night footy, and me and my friends, we watched the footy, and but, you know, half time and everything, they'd jump on this computer and play Duke Nukem and start blowing each other up. And I hosted it around here on networks, about 4 of them together, and we all played against each other as we were watching the footy. Escaping the trolling, yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. There was a master at Dad's work. What sort of master? Do you know if the manual steering rack is the same as the power steering on EP91? No, it's completely different. No, it's completely different. The power steering rack is taller, and that's why they use a different. It depends what year. On the 98 power steering cars and manual steering cars, so okay, the racks are all the same from 96 to 99. The columns are the same on the 98, 99, but the half shaft link is longer in the manual steering one, shorter in the power steering one. Howdy from Texas. How are you today? Oh, master cylinder. I see what you mean. Yeah. So you got a new one from your dad, did you? Oh, good. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, because the master cylinder was shaved on that. Set of headstock bearings, some bits and pieces, and that'll be a nice little bike. There's actually another one. There's another few bikes I know of. One is engine beds, fuel tank. It's got all the parts to make a bike. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make one, but make it as a tracker type thing? That's one bike I would do as non-stock. Thank you very much, Dino. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Berkeley, California. How are you going? I envy you. I like California. I've been there for... I was there last year, but I was only passing through. I haven't actually visited California properly in about 30 years. What is the paint code color of the XC? I'd like to paint my XP wagon the same color. It's Wimbledon white, which is a 60s Mustang color. XCs came in Polar White, I think, or something like that. The whites I didn't like. When you put Polar White next to Wimbledon White's much creamier and much richer. Polar White almost looks grey next to it, and I didn't want that. So I did the XW and the XY and the XC in Wimbledon White because I wanted sister cars in this really nice colour. The interior colour, the original colour of that car was Sweet Cream, which is a yellowy, creamy colour. I didn't want that because it's too hard to match an interior to it. Having said that, I could have used the green interior with it. What's the back scratch? The colour I picked, the original colour of the interior was ochre, which is like that apricot colour, and I've gone for the green, and that is a fabric called Macro Suede, and it's just in the green. So the interior is like the jade green colour, but it's all based off that Macro Suede, and it's if you Google Macro Suede, you'll find it's Webster or something like that. It's an incredible fabric because you can draw on it with pen and then just wipe it off with kitchen cleaner. Oxford White, I don't know what it is. Yeah, post stuff on YouTube. I like YouTube, but now they're starting to ruin it. It's going like eBay. eBay used to be great, now it's just all full of junk. YouTube, they're starting to put, when you enable your ads, you're getting ads every 2 seconds. I just watched Alan Millard's Flying Millard video, and there was an ad 40 seconds in, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. So they're trying to make people pay the YouTube premium. I think it's $15 a month or something. Oxford White is a Ford colour here in the States. Let me have a look at that. I'm going up to Google. Oxford White. So Wimbledon White is full of ochre tint, and also there's a lot of red in it. Very, very small amount of black. Polar White, which is the white they used to use here, has a stack of black in it. Oxford White. Is that a Ford colour? Yes. Okay, that would be a Starker White, I think. If it's the one I'm thinking of off the 2024 expeditions and stuff like that, that would be that'd be like ultra white. That'd be a lot whiter than what mine is. Mine, when you open up the can, when I first opened up the can, when I bought it, I thought it was springtime yellow. What brand is your wideband sensor on your test stand? I can't remember. My brother bought it. Knowing him, it's probably a VDL or something like that. He wouldn't have bought a cheap one. I haven't really used it that much, the wideband sensor. I can't remember what it is. The Wilkes White, yeah, the Wimbledon White. If you look up Wimbledon White, you'll get all these old Mustangs and stuff coming up in Google, and you'll see that it's a lot more. It's very, very creamy. I don't know what it is. Sorry, John. I can't remember what it is. Arctic White. Yeah, just look up Wimbledon White. It's the easiest way. Love your videos. Given the experience in electrical engineering, would you be interested in building an electric motorcycle? Not really. I'm sort of there are people who do that sort of stuff. Hello Tony from South Africa. How are you? There are people who do electric car conversions and stuff. I did think the ideal car for doing electric car conversion would be a Starlet, because you use it as a two-seater, have your batteries all through the back, and a small electric motor in the front. I would drive an electric vehicle. I really would drive an EV for work and that sort of thing. I don't know. I wouldn't use a motorcycle as everyday transport anyway. I use them as a hobby. I enjoy my motorbikes, but I sort of enjoy, like the cars, I enjoy sort of messing around with them more than I do driving or riding them. My tea's going cold. So I've got the computer video, which is coming out today. The next on the CB350F Resto bike is going to Patreon today, and the 350 Special, my little custom 350, the frame comes back. There'll be a video on that as well, and then I don't know what's after that. I haven't thought about it. Electric stuff doesn't do it for me. There was something primal and sexy about the rumble of a V8 engine. Yeah, I'm a bit like that too. I'm not into the EV stuff, but I would use one to preserve fuel for the classics. I really would. you know, they don't offend me at all. Although people in Teslas, I see Teslas and you think, I'm not really into those much. I don't like them particularly, but you know, it's each their own. Morning, mate. Any plans to fix up a Valiant anytime soon? General thoughts on Valiants? Love them. My brother and I actually thought about getting one. He wants to get a charger. I want to get a V8 hardtop or something like that. I'd like a Valiant, but again, room. And I just mentioned before, it's the sort of thing where I'm happy with the cars I've got. I want a Holden. I want another Toronto, an LC. I don't want an LJ. I want an LC because I've never had one. I've had 4 LJs. And I'd like another Merc, Mercedes-Benz. I've had 4 Mercedes-Benz cars. None of them have been on YouTube because I sold them all before I got YouTube. And insomnia is good, thanks, Tone. I'm not insomnia. I fell on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch again. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind more cars. I mean, let's just put it out there. I want more cars. But I've got Susie's fed up and there's no room here. And I've sort of shit my nest, if you know what I mean. There's too much stuff. You can't even walk around anymore. Yeah, most companies are making EVs from 2030. Volvo aren't making petrol or diesel engines after 2025 or something. I read something like that. But that's fine. Let them. That's all good. We'll just keep the classics for us, you know. And even the Starlet's 22 years old. I mean, it doesn't look it, but and that's the good thing about 90s cars. They're even 80s cars now. They're so usable, so drivable, so easy. You know, once they feel injected, cold starts aren't a problem. The heaters work great. All this sort of stuff. That driving an old car just doesn't matter. And it's the safety aspect. So with young children, like every time I've taken the kids out in my cars, I always worry a little bit. I like them to be in a nice, safe car. But my, Charlie, my middle child, sorry, I'll get to trouble, was in a Starlet, and just as I had it and sort of gave it to her, but I did used to worry. Anyway, that car went, and Charlie got an MG ZS. And the other day he wanted to drive my Starlet. I said, sure, chuck the keys and went for a drive and all that sort of stuff and enjoyed it. So yeah, I don't mind. I'm a bit nonchalant about what the car trends are because I don't care anymore with that sort of stuff. The modern styling, I really don't like them. I don't like the look of them. I don't think there's any. I'm probably the wrong person to say this, but I don't see any modern designs and think, yeah, I like that. I just don't see anything I like at all. I like rounded lines. I like looking at the lines of a car. So Charlie's MG does have a nice line coming above the thing, almost like a Coke bottle line, but that's it. I watch your vids, but this is another one. I watch your vids, but this is another one live. Just g'day, how are you? Is that Manabutos? How are you going? Where are you? England or America? Normally you just get the English and the Americans on this time because all the Aussies are asleep. Please don't do anything silly with the CB350 Cafe. I hope you're making it less is more approach. You know what I'm doing? Spoiler. The frame is completely stock. It's at the powder coaters. I'm using some elements of police bikes. So I've got a police speedo and I've ordered a headlight shell for a 450 police bike, and I'm hoping it fits. If it does, I'll have to modify it. So there'll be a combined headlight. It'll be a different color from a normal 350. It's not going to be a cafe. I'm just calling it special, and it'll probably have a different seat, but there won't be much different about it. And even if there is, if I totally screw it, it doesn't matter. I've got a nice original one. TA Cortina around, maybe they drive it, yeah. They're great. The only problem with TA Cortina is with the 250s, they're a bit thirsty, but the torque on them's great. Oh, Emerald, you're just up the road. Night shift, you security or something, aren't you? Emerald, yeah, you're in other side of Cockatoo, I think, isn't it, Emerald? It's a little way from you. Yeah, so I'm just escaping the trolls. So yeah, that 350 special. I've got some stuff. I'm gonna have to buy. Oh, metalworker. I've got to buy a battery box because I don't want. I've noticed a lot of cafe guys will get rid of the starter motors, particularly on the twins, not so much the fours, and that allows them to use a small lithium battery hidden under the seat noise. I don't want that. I'm not going to go cutting hoops to make it a cafe or anything like that. I wanted to leave the frame stock, as I said before. The problem with those classic Hondas is they look so good in stock form that anything you do to them is just going to make it look worse. So I'm using pretty much all stock Honda kit from different models to try and make it a little bit different. I'm using the standard. I've got a frame, I've got a spring arm, I've got the standard triple tree. I've got the wrong forks. I've got two left-hand front forks for an F. I bought a dual, what do you call it, twin leading sheath front hub from a 350 twin because I think they are just mad cool, and I'm putting that on. And so whatever I do with it will be pretty much a standard Honda or whatever kit. Not leaving either. Good on you, buddy. Nick from Sydney. You'll be doing a service on a BJ Land Cruiser in an hour. Oh my God. Is it yours? What time is it? It's 4:20 in the morning. Guys doing service at 5:20 in the morning. Oh, I don't want to get under a car now. Good on you. That's what I love about the car culture. I used to make pocket money. I make pocket money on YouTube, right? So I have the ad revenue and I have Patreon revenue, and it pays for parts. It's a great little deal. I really enjoy it, and giving back to the people that sort of help me. And I used to, before YouTube, I used to buy and sell parts to stick them on eBay. So I'd go and find, an old Holden 6 or something, and I had fans and I had alternators and brackets, and I'd put it together as a package and flog that on eBay and make a couple of $100. I sold a whole lot of, I had a bunch of 302 Clevelands, my engine stand, take the XD out, and go and buy all these parts, engines, all sorts of stuff. And then I had a stock of stuff. I've run out of stuff, I had manifolds and heads. I'd put them all together, it's a rebuilder or whatever, as complete standard air cleaners, everything. And that's how I made my pocket money. And I can't do that anymore. eBay's just ridiculous. You used to be able to pick up, a good 302 for $300. Now people want $2,000. It's like what? So I picked up an FE big block, complete with electronic ignition, holy carby, turnkey, transmission, everything on it for $800. Good luck doing that now. That's $3,500. If you want an interesting project, try a 66 T-Bird. And it's funny you should mention that. There was one around the corner, it was a 428, and I really wanted it. Then it came up for sale for $15,000 or something, and I didn't have the money because I just bought a car, and I can't remember which one it was. And so I dipped out on that, but I was really going to try it. I was really going to go there. HRs were at the tip, yeah. I had a friend that had one restored with the Hughes brothers, and it was nut and bolt, and Hughes brothers did it. The car would be worth a bloody fortune now. It was a 161 special, and I think he sold it for $7,000 or something, just before all this car stuff came in. And so he could have made a fortune, or at least he could have recouped his money, at least. I love to look at the 70s classic bikes. Busy with the Suzuki GT 750 build now. Andy in Canada's got one of those, a water bottle. They call it a water buffalo, we call them water bottles. I've had a CB 750 lineup, keeping both original. Lots of guys here doing cafe races, especially older BMW bikes. Dave's done his BMW as a cafe, and it was the coolest cafe I've seen because the original bike was ugly. A big flat twin BMW, but it was like an 81, 82, and a whole rear frame section you can unbolt, which is all your pannier bags and stuff like that. And what you're left with is a really bare bones frame. You can do nice builds with those, and it's not invasive to the original bike, so it can be returned to stock straight away. Nothing was cut, nothing was welded, nothing. And you wouldn't pick it. You look at it and it looks like a real custom bike. Sigma's going well. Haven't had a chance to drive anything though. The bonnet paint is stuffed. I've got to repaint the bonnet on that. I've got to do it this summer too. But the Sigma's good, thank you. Ever fancied a ute? Not really, but I should. Utes are a real Aussie thing. My brother's got an XR8 ute, and I've sort of thought about doing that for him because it's got rust in the turret. like just above on the roof skin, just above the door. And he was going to get it all redone and all this, and I thought, nah, should I have a go? But I didn't. He's still got that. He still drives it around. Diesel mechanic by trade, mate. Can't get enough. Yes, I'm a sicko. What do you do? Not my car. Interested enough, only one of the partners. What was that? I missed that. Hang on a second. Interesting enough, it is owned by one of the partners of Australian Muscle Cars. Which one's that? Hang on a minute. I've got to go back. Oh, the Land Cruiser. Right, okay. You're a diesel mechanic, yeah. Those guys are paid more. I'm just a regular mechanic. I'm a senior. We did, I did my seniors paper with the VACC. I'm only classified as a mechanic though. But diesel mechanic's more specialist than what I've done. Did you try the trick with the CRC on the Sigma? You mean on the rock cover where there was a bit of corrosion? If that's what you're talking about, no. I haven't done anything. I haven't looked at it. But I don't know what that is. So yeah, I'm just finishing the. I've got to get a seat cover and a chain and sprockets for the 350, and then it's pretty much done. And I've got to get into the XC. People are offering me. Grant's offered me a bonnet moulding. Another guy offered me a bonnet moulding. I've got an eyebrow mould. Grant's given me the details of go over, redo the headlights. There's no excuse for that. I've just been slack. And you're in Brazil. Hello, how are you? So I've got to finish that. And that'll be a killer car to drive. It'll be beautiful. It's a 351 4-speed. So how long have we been on? We've been on nearly half an hour. I might stay another few minutes. I wasn't going to do this. I started feeling drowsy and I thought, oh, I should get a few Zs in, but I keep waking up every time you lie down, sort of wide awake. I think, what's the problem? What's the point? Had a 81 Honda 550. Is that the CBX 550 with the? There was 3 pipes this way and it had a crossover pipe from one of the cylinders. A sort of an unusual header design on those. I remember seeing those at Peter Stevens. CBX 550 was it? Yeah, I'm in Washington State. Whereabouts is Washington State? I don't know my way around the states really. Let's see where it is. Oh, you're right up there. That'd be cold up there, wouldn't it? Oh, I know where you are. Yeah, Seattle. Oh. I'm thinking, oh, okay, so I'm a bit of an idiot because I thought it was Oregon, but it's above Oregon. I thought Oregon was the top state in the United States, and then you're hitting Canada, but it's not, it's Washington. Oh, so you're next to Montana. Oh, there you are. I would have flown over that to get to Edmonton last year. Oh, maybe. Oh, cool. It's nice. I like this. It's yeah, top left. It's it makes the world smaller, this internet business. Have you seen Hudmart's video about the Ford Granada? It's crazy how much it looks like the XD, but I think I prefer the Granadas are a bit smaller. The XD was copied off that, I think. The XD was, they started designing it, I think, in 1976. And yeah, Hudnut drove it and he didn't drive it properly. He could have booted it. If you get into that car at about 40 k's an hour, it hits first and it takes off. It goes really well. But it'll short shift if you don't do that. And so it's probably just a kick down adjustment or something, I don't know. But he came around and he drove it and it was good to see him. It was nice to meet him. Try and get an old CB250 going. It hasn't run in a few years. Have you got a CB250? No? They do turn up quite a lot, ex-Luna bikes and stuff like that. 2 of them, there were 2 CB50s on Facebook Marketplace. Or was it eBay? It could have been eBay. $50 for the pair. I don't think they ran. And they were about 98, 2000 models. And you could make one good one out of 2. Let me see. Okay, so lockdown. All right, so this is the deal. It's now October the 3rd. So we go back to work. Okay, the primary school work starts on Monday, right, the 5th, and it's online for that week. The Monday starting the 12th of October, the primary school kids go back, and the VCE kids. Oh, the VCE kids might be there next week. I think the VC kids are there next week. The primary school kids go back on the 12th. I think we're going back, because all my classes are year 7 to 10. I think that's on the 19th. But they said they're not going to sort of concentrate on dates. They're just concentrating on numbers at the moment. Okay, I remember when you couldn't give away a hardtop Falcon. Now it's absolutely ridiculous how overinflated these guns are, out of the reach of the working class, generally. I never really wanted one. I much preferred the Holdens anyway. The HKTG, I think the lines on them are nicer. The Falcon was very bulbous. But yeah, right, stupid money for them. There's a photograph of a wrecking yard and there's 6 hardtop Falcons in a row. That was taken in the early 80s, and you think, gee, there's probably someone's entire superannuation just sitting there in a wrecking yard. Maybe he'll have a drive. He'll have to drive it properly when he comes back to Australia. If he came back here, he'd probably want to drive. He wanted to drive the Sigma, but there was a flat spot in the carburetor, and there's a rattle underneath it that I wanted to look at before anyone drove it. So you're north of Seattle. So is it cold there? Seattle would be quite cold, wouldn't it? I know Canada gets freezing. Oh, so you go to your grandparents. Are you into four-wheel drives? Would you ever consider building an Overlander four-wheel drive? It's not really, I need a haircut too. Four-wheel drives aren't really my scene. I appreciate them and I like them. I know a friend of mine, Craig, who's a motorcyclist. He's had 40 series cruisers, 60 series cruisers and all sorts of things. He loves them. Short wheelbase. Yeah. What the hell is a plonker? Why is her name? A plonker is normally someone who's, if someone's a plonker, they're a bit of an no-hoper. Is that what you mean? Did I use that term, plonker? That's kind of an English term, I think. Where did you hear that, Conrad? I've used COVID as an excuse to grow some Julius Henry. I didn't wash it yesterday. I normally wash it every 2 days, and I didn't, and it's gross. I love that. That's funny. Is that a term I used? I don't know. I don't normally use it. Plonker. I don't normally use that term, but I don't know. I hear a lot of English. Well, I used to hear a lot of English terms. My family's all British, and so I used to use a lot of the sort of terms they would, and that sort of thing. Although the one thing I never used was naff. Everyone used to say naff. Oh, it's saying naff. Yeah, it is. No, it's not Aussie at all. I don't think plonker's an Aussie term. I think it's an English term. Loves vids and live Q&A. I've got to go back to work, though. You go back to work then, Conrad. And thanks very much for saying hello and joining. It's really nice to see you. Is plonker off that? Oh, is that what it is? Naff, yeah. Plonker is from Only Fools and Horses, yeah. It's probably a 90s. Naff used to hear a lot in the 80s in England. And, yeah. Oh, sweet. Driving a 24-ton truck downtown. So fun. Take care. Enjoy, Conrad. 24 tons, a big truck. Is it a rigid or a semi? Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, naff. They used to say naff all the time in the 80s. You don't hear it anymore. It's the word we used to use in terms of trashy stuff was kitsch. You used to hear kitsch a lot. It was not about people, really. It was more about people's taste. It's very kitsch. But so yeah, Conrad. I don't can do it now actually. While I think about it, because otherwise I will forget. So I'm just going to just release this computer one. I'm zipping up the CB350 the Resto one. It is nearly 44 minutes long, so it's long. All my videos are I'm saying. And I'm just in YouTube now. Let me have a look. I just watched Milliards and left a comment. And what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I'll just release this computer one, and then upload the other one. Otherwise I'll forget. Because after this I'll probably go and have a nap. Come on, studio, hurry up. Takes too long to open. Probably not doing this live feed. So if I'm starting to, if it starts buffering, you probably know why. So yeah, I've been busy doing all that stuff. Although now I'm going back to work, so it might not be as easy. When I'm at work, I can't do the content that I normally do when I'm on holiday. And yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but what do you do? We've all got to put food on the table, right? Okay, so it's monetized. I've just released it now. Hang on, public. Yeah. Okay, I've done it. So there's a computer one, rebooting stripped junkyard computers. So if you're around, Judd, they're about your computers. Hang on. Where the hell is my live stream? There it is. Good. Right, what have we got? Okay. Oh, Marcus, how are you? From the UK. Whereabouts in the UK are you? And cool, 44-minute video. Can't wait. You'll probably get bored with this. People are either into computer stuff or they're not. A lot of mechanics, though, I've noticed, have computers that they like to tinker. Mechanics always tinker, and I think that's sort of very common with people like me. Hi from Canberra. Hello, Darcy. How are you? Peter just released The Hounds. We'll watch it. And from Queensland, Chrome Zone. How are you today? So if I start talking crap, it's because I'm getting tired. My video, I'm kicking my picture's gone all yellow, so I've got to kick the video plug at the back of the computer. I'm looking forward to it. Vintage computer videos are my secret vice. I haven't got, you know what I did? Okay, I had this big clean out. Everybody's computer stuff, right? And this was in about 2008, 2009. And I had what looked like a brand new IBM XT, right? It was mint. Inside it, there was the green motherboard. It was all shiny. It was just never used. I had that, which was given to me. I had a compact 425 Presario, the 425S, which is an SX25, all in one thing, like an Apple II. I think it's an Apple II, I don't know. But the compact thing was all in one. And there was desktop and Minitel cases on eBay for 99-cent auction. Right, you need a van to take the stuff away. There was a lot of stuff, and I got $20. Right, and I thought at the time, $20 isn't much for this, but still doesn't matter. It's gone. I don't want it. Now that's $2,000 worth of stuff. Even like MFM cards for MFM hard drives on the old 286s. You go to the computer swap meet 10 years ago, and guys go $1, you know, or you can take it. You know, there was a lot of that sort of stuff going on. If you bought some stuff from them and you said, oh, what about this? That's how I don't know. And it's like, you know, now everything's just so, it's like cars and boats. It's like the Honda stuff. You go to buy Honda stuff, you go to buy Ford stuff or Holden stuff. Anything that's old, people think is worth $1 million. It's stupid. Oh, Worcestershire. Yeah, where am I up to? Worcestershire. Is that how you say it? No, you say Worcester, don't you? I can't remember. Hang on. Just released. Okay, hang on. Up here, I'm just reading through these. Early to beat the trolls. Thank you very much, Muzzy. Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to it. Blah blah blah. Where are we? Oh, 70 Merc Cougar. So it's a Mercury Cougar 1970. That's probably got a 4V Cleveland in it. Still original 5.8 in transmission. That's knob. I found a build sheet in the, was it the XT? I found a build sheet. I've just replaced a Smoky Rattly 2-litre engine in a Mazda SP20 2002 model with a second-hand low-K unit. These cars are so reliable. Looking forward to a great drive. It's mine. I love it. Okay, so is that like a Mazda 3? Or the one before it, a late 323? The thing with some of those Mazdas, and not just Mazdas, modern cars, they use synthetic oils. And you've got to be careful with them. I knew a woman I worked with, and she had a Mazda 3, and she got it serviced every year religiously. She ended up getting a horrible noise in her engine, and they basically had to throw it out and put a new engine in because she went 20,000 Ks without an oil change. She did 20,000 Ks in 1 year, even though she got it serviced every year, and she was responsible for that. It was 10,000 Ks or 12 months, whatever comes first. Synthetic oil is not like mineral oil. The mineral oil is in the oil. That's why you see the whole Valiant still kicking around, and the engine oil is like black cottage cheese. And it just keeps going and going. So mineral oils degrade sort of over time. Synthetic oils work great. They work better than mineral, but then they just stop working. So you've got to keep your oil changes up on anything with synthetic oil in it. If it makes you feel any better, I floated a bunch of 486 and early Pentium machines about 10 years ago and to make some room. I too am kicking myself. Worcestershire, okay. Yeah, 48 not as much as you did with the Pentium stuff, but 286 is all manually configured. It's a lot harder to do, but I don't know, I just feel like mucking around with this old crap, you know what I mean? Particularly in the winter months. I normally do bikes in the winter, but sometimes you just want to stay inside. And I'm a person, I've got to be ADHD. I just can't rest. I need to be doing something all the time, which is why I can work full time and do that, and then be a dad, and then go and do my own stuff, because I sleep 4 hours a night. Vintage Macintosh. I don't understand Macs. I've used a Mac for work now for, what have I been there, nearly 20 years. My first laptop at work, my first issue was an IBM ThinkPad. That was terrible. And then they went Macs. So I can muck around with them, but Macs I can't. I don't know, I'm stupid with them, I suppose. Good morning, Dave. How you going? On the flip side, I picked up a silver label Commodore 64 from a garage sale in 2010 for $2. Swings and roundabouts. I also kept my old Amiga. So that's something. Heaps of guys are doing this stuff now. There are a couple of channels, 8-Bit Guy and LGR and that guy in England, Resto, what's his name? I can't remember, the ball guy with the beard. He's got a channel. So it's a 323 SD there you go. 2-bolt mates, unfortunately, I wish it was a 4-bolt. It's only if you're going to rev it to $8,000. 2-bolt. The 2 bolts on the Clevelands don't really need 4 bolts. The main bearing caps on the Cleveland are very, very wide, and they're recessed into the block, so they don't walk around. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of other engines, they're not, they're narrow, and they will flex, but the Cleveland ones are very, very wide. What are we up to? I also found an Amiga 500 in a very poor state in a junk pile. You going to get it going? There's an American guy that has a channel, and he sticks motherboards and a dishwasher, and I'll never understand that. Oil and synthetic oil sounds like the difference between analog and digital TV. Probably is. Oh, was it Judd that found? Yeah, have a go at getting it going, Judd. Should clean it lots of day. Lots of fun. I don't know anything about them. From Greece. Is this Sergios? Is it? Antonopoulos. Hello from Greece. Hello. How are you today? It's lovely to see you. You got the screen and everything. Wow. I bought a Kia synthetic oil when I get to about 7,000. Boom, it lags. Mac is much harder to work on. The problem with Macs and PCs, retro manuals for them, anyone could write software for them and they wouldn't have to pay IBM or whoever a royalty. Macs are very tight shop. So if you want to make stuff for them or write software for them, you have to give Steve Jobs money, yeah, or the company money. And so a lot of people thought, yeah, it was kind of like VHS and Beta or Beta. VHS was open license, so anyone could make tapes. Beta was the same thing. So everyone, of course, went to VHS. Now I think most people have Macs over PCs, but I know one thing, I love PCs. I don't really like Macs much. Retro Man Cave, yes. Hello, welcome, Cave Dwellers. Isn't that what he says? He's had some good interviews. He had a guy that did the voice of Duke Nukem. Guitar. He interviewed him. He's a British guy with a beard. He reminds me of Bob Ross. Now, Bob Ross, he lisps, doesn't he? Is he the guy that lisps? Or is that somebody else? I can't remember. That interviews people? No, that's Ross something. I'm getting my wires crossed. Yeah, Macs are a pain to work on. This compact, this thing I was talking about before, was an SX25 486 with the all-in-one. Dumb. Sounds like Adrian's digital placement, yeah. Yeah, he uses his dishwasher to clean old computers. Oh, look, our integrated circuits are watertight, right? But I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But he seems to know what he's doing, so maybe it's a good thing to do. I had an iPad, sorry, in the shop. Activated lock. Unless you have the original ID password or the receipt, it's just a paperweight. Yeah. My kids all had to have them for school, and the kids at our school have to have them too. And Charlie had an iPad on the bed, and it fell on the floor, right from the bed, and stopped working. And the floor was carpeted, and it was a single bed, like. And I just thought, what a load of I didn't like that. I just thought, and they've got everyone sucked in because the kids have all got Alana and Charlie have got these Mac watches, and Rosie wanted a laptop for her birthday, and it was $1,600 because it was pink, rose gold, and that's an iPad Air. I've got an iPad Air for work. They're handy to use for that sort of thing, but no thanks. I don't like the way they just screw money out of people, and I really don't like on iPhones how they admitted to slowing them down after 18 months of use or whatever they do. There was a software thing in them where they were designed to hold back a little bit, and I thought that was revolting. I was using a Samsung S3 for about 3 or 4 years, and I was using an S4 for about that too. Never had a problem. What have we got? Hi from wet and cold UK. 7:42 p.m. Is it cold there, isn't it? I suppose you're in your winter, or you're coming towards winter. Also very good board level troubleshooting and repair. This is Adrian's digital basement, isn't it? He really gets into it, like he really nerds out with that stuff, doesn't he? I do too every now and then, but I'm not as talented as he is with that sort of thing. I'm electronics trained, computer field service trained. I did it at Box Ilka for 2.5 years. But when you get down to that level, I'd sooner just chuck it out to another motherboard in. It's way worse than Adrian's. Oh, okay. Hail to the king, baby. Yeah, he did. Oh, my boy. Tone's a funny guy. No, Bob Ross is a painter with a big ass white guy, afro, and happy little trees. Dishwasher works great. You know what I do with this? This is my keyboard. It's always dirty, and I just pick the keys off and I just wash it manually because I eat my breakfast here, and you eat cereal and milk goes. So I just push it out of the way. Yeah, I've never used a dishwasher for old keyboards, but you know what I buy? Because keyboard's like $5. The mandatory iPad at school is the reason why I bought my son a Windows laptop and an Android smartphone. Yeah, I don't blame it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of money being made somewhere, and it's not us doing it. And they don't pay tax here, or they weren't paying much tax here. There was something odd. I don't know. That's not my business. To try and help Lily with Apple Kool-Aid. Got an amazing Fire HD tablet, new for $40. Great little tablet. Good on you. Yeah. Okay. So you're heading into autumn now, and the nights are drawing in. Where in England are you? I haven't been to England for years. I've got to go back there. I love England. It's my second home. Although everyone has died. I was talking about our old house, our grandma's old house, Preseli, in Fairhaven, opposite Fairhaven Lake. It was a beautiful place. It was fairy tale. It was that big. It was lovely. 7 bedrooms. And it was 2-story, and it looked out over Fairhaven Lake and the River Estuary. It was the nicest place to be. I miss it so much, and they called it down for frigging units there. And the kicker was they gave them, when my auntie died, she was the last one there. It was £450,000. This was in 2000 or something. Then the bastard went next door and offered the guy next door £1 million for his. Then bulldozed both places and stuck the ugliest units up. The address is 257 Inner Promenade, Fairhaven, Lancashire, FY8 1AZ, if you want to have a look. And it's just criminal what they did, because that was a beautiful home. Okay, I walked past a young guy at work. He was on the phone. I could not see that. I said good day, and he ignored me and spoke to his wristwatch. What came to mind was Gaga Mouse calling Central UK by Stratford. Okay, I think I know what that is. So yeah, should I go now? It's 52 minutes. We'll do 8 more minutes, and then I will scupper. There's a pommy term too. So yeah, the computer stuff I really enjoy doing. My wife always goes nuts because I did it on the back porch on the table outside, and because it's just easier, and the weather was nice, so I just dragged it all. I've got a cupboard in the garage full of boards and computers and all sorts of stuff. But I've got this habit of building them and then just putting them away, which is kind of a waste. Although I did get one out not long ago and how long ago was it? It was probably a couple of years ago now. And it had Duke on it, had Doom on it, all these games. And Charlie sat there and just played all these games all the way through. He played Doom all the way through. And he played, not Duke, he played something else. I played Tomb Raider 1 and 2 all the way through. And Wolfenstein 3D and Doom 1 and 2. Although Doom 1 and 2 were just shareware, so that was pretty easy. And the other ones, I just cheated. I got halfway through them and couldn't be bothered getting killed anymore, so I just cheated and just blew everyone up. Hello, Mark Finnegan. How are you today? I need help. Is that because I'm doing live feeds or because I'm up at this hour? It's 10 to 5 in the morning. I'll have a nap after. I'll have a couple of hours. Okay, Lost Sailor. Thank you very much. Look after yourself too. It's time for more boost. It reminds me, these are full of caffeine, I think. I used to work in a petrol station in the 90s, and I did it while I was doing computer field service at Boxhill, and then I did education at Latrobe University. And there was a bar. I was working at this petrol station. We had to sell up. So when people came in, you get $20 a number 6. Are you interested in these 2 Mars bars for $2? And everyone would say, piss off, I don't want Mars bars. I want to pay for my petrol. Man. We used to get yelled at all the time. So anyway, this guy, he came and bought a bunch of Vikings. I was like, Viking bar? Okay. So I started with Viking bars. And I was looking at one, and on the wrapper of a Viking bars were an energy bar, but they weren't really. They were absolutely stacked to the hilt with caffeine. They were an energy bar, which was full of caffeine. And so it said on the chocolate bar, on the wrapper on the back, not suitable for children under 15. That's like, what? Thanks for the edit. Thank you very much. If I wanted Mars bars, I would have even asked. That's exactly what you said. And the boss was there, and I got in trouble for not selling up because the cameras at the server, they used to review the videos, the security footage if nothing happened, which nothing happened most of the time. And they'd use that to spy on the staff to make sure they're selling up because the service stations weren't making much money out of fuel. They were making it out of shop sales. And so if you weren't selling up, you got your ass kicked. And I wouldn't sell up because I found it I kept getting yelled at. And I got told to come up and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, this woman comes in, a young 20-year-old. She was a manager, which is what they do with people in those places. And they put their big girl pants on and start giving you the shits. So I'm in there, and FCB, which was like a Slurpee medium with a big killer boa snake. It was like $1.45 or something. And like everyone, and they used to sell a lot of them, but the 2 Mars bars for $2 or whatever it was didn't sell that well. And so I got this guy yell at me. So anyway, normally when the managers are there, I'm selling up. But this time I just thought, I'm sick of this because I'm getting abused here. And so a guy comes in, and there was a conceited bastard, and he was married to another newsreader, and she was lovely. She was the nicest lady, but he was an asshole. And he used to always go for the girls. He used to yell at them. He had this son. He sent him in to find out what the octane rating of Optimax was or something, and she didn't know it. And then he came in and yelled at her for not knowing. I was just chomping to have a go at this guy. And but being professional, I didn't. And so we'd have to sell up, and I wouldn't, but normally I would be if the manager was there. Well, anyway, I said to this manager, goes to me, you didn't sell up? I said, yeah, because I keep getting yelled at. And she goes, you've got to sell up, it's your job. Sort of thing. So a guy comes in, I said, do you want, and he was grumpy. So I thought, I'm going to have a go at this guy. Would you like a couple of Mars bars? You can even get 2 for $4. 2 sets. And he goes, well, I wanted a fucking Mars bar. And I saw it, pardon the language. And I said, see? And the guy's looking at me, and I'm going to say to the manager, and she goes, doesn't matter, you're still going to do it. So, okay. Am I the only one buffering? Where am I up to? T1D sugar. I don't know what that is. I've got indigestion. Ugh. If I wanted, yeah, okay. So what do we got now? Between Viking bars and Jolt Cola, the 90s were a great time for caffeine addicts. Oh yeah. When I started as a bank teller in the mid-90s, upselling had just started. It was a horrible asking old dears withdrawing their pension, and I've lost it, whether they wanted to quote every 2 weeks. Normally the banks now, you go in there and they ask you if you want to take another loan out. Oh, okay. Insomnia. No, well, I fell asleep on the couch. You fall asleep on the couch, that's your night's sleep, so you go up at 1 o'clock in the morning and you're firing to go. Hello, Peter. I found your awesome channel a couple of years ago when I was looking for info on Aussie Falcons. Reason for that was my friend has a 73 XAGT, only one here in Finland. Wow, that's unusual. 57 Plymouth haven't done anything with. I'm nervous. I've got to take the front clip off and change the body mounts. And I keep saying every year, I'm going to do it. I've had it for 5 years, 4 years. How long have I had the bullet for? December 2016, so 4 years. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, still in lockdown. Still in lockdown, and I don't mind it. I've actually really enjoyed it. And I don't want to tempt fate here because everyone's having a rotten time, including the best lesson plans I've ever written while I've been a school teacher. And I get to do all my hobbies, and I've got them all here. And if I need parts, I order them. And, I need a haircut. My hair's ridiculous, and I haven't shaved. We'll have to see the XC completed. The XC won't take long. I just got to get into it. I just hate body work, and I've got to do it. There's one of the front guards which is making me nervous because it's got this huge dent, not big, but big. It's on the crown of the panel, and if you get it wrong, it'll scream. And I haven't got around to starting it yet. I'm non-stop during lockdown. I felt sorry for others. Yeah, it's been terrible. It's been absolutely terrible for a lot of people. My daughter just got her last shift. She was working at Laurent, and they kept her going, and now they won't. She was just casual. For 4 years she's been casual because the priests wouldn't put her on. And I didn't think that was very nice. And now she can't work anymore though. Charlie was an apprentice hairdresser, lost employment, and then picked up another job somewhere else, and then they closed. She said she got a manager in her shop. Someone tried to screw her over in another job she had, and she didn't want to work anymore, and her friends were working casual at this joint, and she goes, what should I do? I said, move, don't worry about it. And then coronavirus hit, and she lost a job, and she wasn't eligible for job seeker. So I was the only person here earning any money, and it was awful. I was in Melbourne late 90s, a nice place. Hope everyone's okay. Thank you very much, Robert. I was given a permit to move around. That's when I thought, shite, just got real. Yeah. Hello, how are you going? Mr. I can never say your name. It says hi all. I'd like to go to Australia, but the flight times put me off. Yeah, they do. I mean, I went to Canada last year, and it was 12 hours non-stop from Melbourne to Los Angeles. And I made sure I didn't sleep almost for a couple of days before the flight, so I'd sleep on the plane. So I got on the plane. It was a great plane. It was an Airbus A380. I came back on a Dreamliner, a Qantas, a Boeing one, and the Boeing one wasn't a patch. The A380 was like being on a luxury ship, and the Dreamliner was like being on a tugboat. It was just the best flight. And I was awake for an hour, and then just fell asleep and woke up an hour out of Los Angeles. So it worked really well. But yeah, we're a long way from everywhere. Australia's a huge amount of distance. Probably because I don't so much crap. These are gross. Mylanta. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me. Yeah, Tony. I haven't got an early start. Yeah, it was an early start for me. But just a suggestion. 30 hours. England's 24 hours from here, I think, in playing. Pretty brutal. It was very much worth it. Lovely place. Australia is nice, but now it's a lot of there's a lot of people wreck it for others. That's a worldwide thing, I think. Anyway, you're 2 minutes away. Where are you? Unfriendly Jasper. Are you close to me? Where are you, Jasper? It's nice to finally came. I don't want to manage that. 2 minutes away. Whereabouts are you, Unfriendly Jasper? You're in Croydon or something. Anyway, time to go. I will probably do another one sooner than later. Oh, Moody Ponds. Yeah, you're not fun. I'll do another one at some point. But for now, thanks very much for keeping me company. I've got this video ready to upload to Patreon. It's 98% complete. It's just been zipping up. What did I say? Yeah, for the patrons first. They always get first dibs. Judd, thanks very much for joining me, mate. I don't know why you're up. You must have slept in the afternoon like me. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.